How many ounces of silver should you own at the minimum? Good evening, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Silver Dad Knows. Remember, always live with no edits. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button now, as you're going to like what I'm about to say. So just to begin this evening, folks, I am presenting right here the Tree of Life coin, and this was recently given to me, actually yesterday, from a brother in Christ who I see very often. He gifted this to me. God bless him. I hope he watches this episode, as he's a brother in Christ and also a loyal subscriber of Silver Dad Knows. But yes, before I give more details about this coin, I do want to mention that the New Zealand Mint is one of the world's leading silver and gold commemorative coin manufacturers and distributors. With over 50 years of experience, the New Zealand Mint has a well-known reputation for high quality. And before I get to the good stuff, the averse features the public seal of Niue. Very simple, very charming. Then you go to the reverse, featuring the engraving of an almond tree symbolizing the tree of life. The inscription, Yahweh, in Hebrew, the metal weight, purity, and type, but absolutely breathtaking. I would go to that extent, breathtaking. And I find this piece especially appropriate for today being Sunday. It's been such a phenomenal Sunday so far, very blessed. Getting to enjoy my time with my family. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Time with your family, time with the Creator. But very inspiring, very beautiful. And yes, folks, you're looking at the title of this video. How many ounces should you own at the minimum? And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is a tough game to get into for most people, like anything else, because it costs money. And I started off with 1 ounce a month. 1 ounce a month. Back then it would cost me $25 because I would buy a lot of premium coins. Every month, $25. Did not break the bank. Eventually, 2 coins a month, 3 coins a month, 4 coins a month, 5 coins a month. I mean, you get the point, but you get into a routine and it grows. So right now, with the way inflation is, the way the world's heading, the way everything around us is just going south, you can absolutely take off with what I'm about to tell you. Every single American, forget about the rest of the world, because I'm pro-America, I'm an American. Every single American should have minimum 50 to 100 ounces of silver. And that's nothing. 50 to 100 ounces of silver. And see, some people are hearing that right now like, oh my goodness, that's nothing. But other people are like, oh my goodness, how can I afford that? 50 to 100 ounces at the minimum. But in all honesty, you want to have anywhere from 500 to 2,000 ounces of silver, especially if you can afford it. If you can afford it, you should already have anywhere from 500 to 2,000 ounces of silver and anywhere from 5 to 20 ounces of gold. And again, I know there's some people hearing me right now like, my goodness, how can I afford that? Other people are hearing me and yeah, that makes sense. At the minimum, you're thinking. And that's just the reality. I hear a lot of these guys on YouTube and, when you can start, whenever you can this, whenever you can that, however much is enough for you. It's like, no, the reality is, 50 to 100 minimum, but ideally 500 to 2,000 ounces. Imagine this. The Federal Reserve and big banks had a hidden plan that's impacted your money without you even realizing it. Over the last couple of years, the Fed raised interest rates, creating a golden opportunity for banks. While we, as depositors, were expecting to benefit from higher interest on our saving accounts. The truth is, banks kept most of those gains for themselves. They charged us more for loans, sure, but they didn't pass on the benefits of the higher rates back to us. the everyday customers. This scheme handed $1 trillion in extra profits to banks. What happened is banks were getting a great deal for the Federal Reserve from them, enjoying, 5.5% interest rates on their deposits, while we were getting paid a measly 2.2, if that, on our savings. That went straight into the bank's pockets. And it wasn't just small institutions doing this. Some of the biggest names like JP Morgan and Bank of America were in on the act. This isn't just some small oversight. It's a structural move that allowed banks to rake in profits while you and I saw little to no benefit on our own deposits. What's worse, this practice was totally out in the open. The Federal Reserve knew about it. The banks knew about it. And nobody did anything to stop it. Meanwhile, in places like Europe, the other West, the worst West, governments imposed taxes on these windfall profits to at least offer some release. But here in the US, that didn't happen. The government allowed these banks to profit enormously without facing any consequences. The result? A financial system where the average person is left out. Because the more these big institutions manipulate the system for their own gain, the more uncertain our financial future becomes. Trust in banks is eroding. A recent survey showed that only 1 in 4 Americans have confidence in banks. 25%. People are waking up to the fact that their money isn't as safe or as beneficial as they've been led to believe, which is why so much money is moving into crypto. So much new money is moving into crypto. So much new money is moving into silver and gold. In times like these, when financial institutions are playing games and keeping us in the dark, tangible assets like silver become even more critical. Silver isn't something a bank can manipulate or profit off in the same way. It is a physical asset that holds value. With inflation on the rise and banks making decisions that don't benefit everyday people like us, having silver in your portfolio is one way to protect yourself from the unseen risks in the market. But folks, thank you so much for joining us for another evening of Silver Dad Knows. God bless you. God bless your household. And as always, God bless America.